And I rode them back from Ellensburg in a monsoon, and I didn't get wet.
Yeah, dude. I like I said, I've been promoting that stuff for years. Now you know why.
Whatever.
Leather sucks.
Well,
leather's outdated.
No,
man.
let's face it. Leather chaps are good for like tooling around, keeping your pants clean. But no one should wear leather pants.
I can just wear
leather
I
pants.
just wear Kevlar jeans, and they do a better job than.
But you still
chaps,
get bugs
dude.
on them.
Who cares? They wash.
Well, not if you want to not take a lot of clothes.
That's what you're gonna wear big, heavy leather hot chaps for, so bugs don't
Yeah.
get on your jeans.
Yeah.
That's
Because they don't protect the right areas anyway.
That's retarded.
They protect my knees.
They don't protect anything if you go down.
Well, that's
really
true.
because your whole ass is. That's what I'm saying. I just don't understand the point of them. Really,
That's how I have a
they'll
big
keep
butt.
a little cold off, but so will jeans and so will textile pants, and they'll actually keep the cold off better than leather.
Not really.
Mine do.
Cows wear leather and they're warm all the time.
Dude, whatever. You don't even know that. You don't even know if they're warm.
Yeah, I pet
Have
them.
you ever talked to a cow?
Yes, I stand out in the field sometimes. Want to hear it?
Is that how you talk?
Yeah. Yeah. Duh.
All right. This is ridiculous. Let's see here.
We're off track already.
Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for your all-new Honda Goldwing. Named Gold Strike, top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Gold Strike Zero are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products. This is for you, Oscar.
Hi, Ryan. This is Ian Campbell from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Interesting. I've been just listening to your podcast 49, and you guys were touching on the AMSOIL and the viscosities and the temperature issues. Just something I wanted to mention. I'm an avid AMSOIL user. I've been using it for a long time, and of course, up in Canada here, it gets really cold. And one of the cool benefits of synthetic oil, especially with the AMSOIL, is that in the colder temperatures, the oil does not thicken like conventional oil. And if you ever want to test this, my AMSOIL dealer told me, he says, here's an easy way to test. You take regular motor oil, like conventional oil, put it in a pill bottle or a container, and take some AMSOIL, the same weight, put it in a container like that, throw them in your deep freeze for a couple days, get them nice and frozen, and take them out and then try and pour them. And you'll see that the AMSOIL will pour just the same as it would at room temperature, and the conventional oil will be like molasses. So I just wanted to kind of mention that, like when you're dealing with the synthetics, the temperature doesn't really affect the oil as far as thickening and flowing in cold temperature. So it's definitely a major plus for running a synthetic oil. So anyways, I just wanted to mention that to you, and just I don't know if anyone has since then, because this is
All right. We want to thank Ian for sending that message, and it only lasts a minute and a half, and it cut him off. But nonetheless, we get the point. Oscar, what do you say about that?
Yeah, that's right on. It's kind of a cool test you can do on your own if you don't. Not everyone believes it, right? So you could find some AMSOIL and pick all the different oils, mostly the synthetic oils, because they don't have wax in them. So that's really what does it, is the wax gels and the oils. It starts to solidify, right? Because if you freeze something, eventually it'll turn to a solid.
Right.
So the synthetic oils most of them don't have wax in them. There's some, long story short, some petroleum-based oils can be labeled synthetic, even though they're not necessarily, but they're refined so well, excuse me, that they're basically synthetic, and that wax is removed, which keeps them fluid at way low temperatures.
Okay.
Like there are up in Canada.
So growing up, working on cars and stuff, before the synthetic craze necessarily stuff, I'd start my car and they always started really hard in the winter, and that's because the oils were getting so thick, right? Because they do get thick, the regular oils, is what you're saying. Right.
And so the common thing was like in the wintertime, you would switch to a lower viscosity. Like in October, guys would go, okay, we're going to go to the 530.
Or some people had heat their oil pans, right?
Oil pan heaters.
My dad had one in his old van.
Yeah, and the diesels were really bad, even in the 80s and the early 90s. So there was oil pan heaters, or people would put like up in Alaska in places, small fires into the oil pan because it gets so cold. But yeah, so with modern synthetics, you can just run one oil all the time.
Yeah.
And they're good to go. Yeah.
Thanks for the
thanks.
Appreciate it, Ian. LawAboutingBiker.com/contact. You can leave a voicemail right there from anywhere in the world, right from the microphones right in your computer or your phone. Doesn't matter. And it may make an episode like Ian's did. Oh, yeah. Once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and get hooked up now. And we've got a great episode for you because we're going to be talking about Sturgis 2020 here in a minute. And Oscar's going to go and he's going to be rocking his Rick Rack bag that we got him set up, the one that goes on top of his touring trunk on his Ultra. So he's going to have twice the available space. And that's going to make his wife very happy.
Let's translate that.
Yeah,
it means more shopping.
Exactly.
Thank you for that.
Because his wife's going, and we're excited because 5 years ago she came, and it was a hoot. And
she said no underwear washing this year.
Really?
Yeah. So you're on your own.
Dang,
all you guys are on your own.
Shit, dude.
Except for me.
I thought I was in.
Yeah, I was in. I know you did.
All right, let's read this email. Bill of Louisville, Kentucky writes, my father just bought a 2017 Harley Freewheeler trike. He is only about 5'6" and needs some more pullback on the handlebars to ride comfortably. The Harley Stealership wants over $1,000 to change the bars, so we are considering doing them ourselves with the help of one of your videos. Since you have several different videos listed, but none for the trikes, I was wondering which one of your handlebar install videos would be the closest for the Freewheeler trike. All right. Very good. And those are some of our premium top-end videos, and they have helped so many bikers for so many years worldwide. You can head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Harley handlebars. And what I responded to Bill is basically we have 4 different ones, but over on that page, the one that would work for him is the trike's no different than an Ultra. It's a batwing fairing, and I suggested our handlebar install for touring non-fairing. Oh, he did a Freewheeler. Is the Freewheeler?
Doesn't have a fairing.
Yeah.
Right? It has a windshield.
That's why. Sorry, I was messed up in my head. Yeah. It has a windshield. So I suggested, our handlebar install for touring, non-fairing. And we also have one for fairing. We had one for Dyna and Softail, and then Softail and Dyna. So it really doesn't matter what bike you have. One of those videos, trust me, 1,000 is actually a good quote. A lot of dealerships, it'll be upwards of $1,300, $1,400. And I guarantee, as detailed as our videos are, we will get you through it. Sturgis 2020. Go ahead.
I paid I think it was $1,500 back in the day before we had any of those videos.
Yeah.
And
that was back in the day.
Yeah. 6 years ago. $1,500.
Crazy.
That's a lot of money.
And it will vary a lot from dealerships, but I guarantee it'll be over 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we can get you through it, guys. I'm telling you, get the videos, just watch them before you order stuff, before you do anything, get a good idea of your project. And you'll realize that with the detail in there, we can get you through it. Oh, here we are. We're actually going to do an episode.
Oh, we're starting?
Well, that's...
Oh.
I'm always changing it up. You know that. Changing it up for the audience. You never know. You never know how we're going to do it. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority. The Big MM, also known as the...
Is that the 99%?
There you go.
Yes, I finally got it right.
Nailed it, bro.
It's about time.
Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by being here. That's right, by listening to this very podcast. Whether you like it or not, I know you like it.
I love it.
You're part of what we call hashtag...
Oh, no, I don't remember the hashtag.
Biker Revolution.
Oh, I should have saw that coming.
Biker Revolution.
Oh,
that's right. Oh, before we get started here, we do just have one question for you, bikeaholics. What are you waiting for? Mount up and let me and Oscar take you
If I could remember the lines, it would be a wild-ass ride.
on another wild-ass ride. There you go. Of course, Oscar in the studio here. Ryan Erlacher, of course, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and your...
high-tech... Dang it, I should have wrote this down. High-tech redneck.
Good God. There you go. The
Rojo
man.
neck. That's what I just wrote. Rojo neck.
Going bilingual on me. I didn't know Oscar was bilingual. Thanks for being here, brother.
Love it. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
All right, so Oscar and I have been this episode's basically going to be all about Sturgis 2020. Yes.
Oh, 80th anniversary.
Yeah, anniversary. And we're gearing up. It's early because at the time of the recording of this, it's October 19th, 2019, but that's how we do it here because it takes this long to get these things planned and going, and with vacations and time off. It's also, we're going to dive in this episode about the 2020 Patron Member only, mid-level and above, like usual, the Patron Meetup and possible, ride event. We're
working on it.
We're working on it. You got to listen. We're going to have a meetup for sure. We're working on some other stuff, but we're going to dive into that a little bit.
We found a really nice McDonald's that is perfect for a meetup. No, I'm just kidding. That wouldn't be right.
Yeah. McDonald's and everybody just, exactly. Diet Coke and cheeseburger meal. It'd be great. Great time. But we are going to dive in deep. And the reason we're going to dive in deep is because me and Oscar I spent last night, Oscar spent time this week. And then we spent just several hours here prior to pushing the record button here, actually planning this out on Ride Planner, kind of what our crew, where we're going to ride. If you're going to go over and you're interested in actually going to Sturgis, the 80th, last time we were there was the 75th, so 5 years ago. We're going to maybe go back a little. We might talk about a little history there. We had a patron meetup event then, much smaller scale than what we're doing today. But we're going to talk about that, and maybe if you're riding, we can talk about some of the ways we're riding. Of course, we're coming from the West Coast, so heading east towards South Dakota. And so if you're riding that way too, maybe some roads you might want to take into consideration and everything in between. And I'm sure, as we already have, we're destined to get off track. Don't you agree?
I apologize for being slightly distracted because my poor wife is at home. She had knee surgery and it was a little more involved. And so she's in a lot of pain and my 2 kids are there. And it's like half battle, right?
Yeah.
Because the kids can't just sit in the corner and pick their noses. They got to like screw with mom. So I'm getting text messages. Fuck.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
No,
I'm going to be a little distracted.
That's all right.
I'm going to pay attention.
We appreciate the dedication, and that's how we do it here, guys. On a Saturday, we both worked all week trying to hammer this out and then get an episode out to you guys. And we got families and we got stuff. I'm going on an anniversary dinner tonight. It is me and my wife's 23rd
to McDonald's.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's how you do it after 23 years.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
It's all those married dudes.
I was going to step it up and do Burger King. Flame broiled. You
know what? There's going to be a new one in Zilla. You could take her down there for a romantic trip.
A drive.
A road trip
through Buena.
Oh, it'll be beautiful. Oh,
we could stop in Buena, dude. Is the Buena Tavern still there?
Buena Bills.
Buena Bills.
Just take her there. You can get fried gizzards.
Oh, nice.
Too bad this isn't live. I'd ask who out there likes fried gizzards, because it's a weird thing.
It is.
We're gonna take some bird intestines. We're gonna fry them up.
Right.
Maybe with some ranch.
Not a big fan, but anything deep. You could deep fat fry a turd and give me ranch, and I probably eat a turd. What is that?
I don't know.
A turd. Well, that's got enough breading and deep fat fry on it.
It's delicious.
Whatever. It's moist.
As long as it's not dry.
One for me, dude. All right, let's do this. So, patron members, of course, are eligible to meet us in 2020. We'll get into details. I don't want to get ahead, but mid-level and above patron members, we really try to do special things for you guys, and hopefully 2020 will not disappoint for all of you that can make it as we break that down. But you also get these episodes. You're getting this. Actually, this one you'll get just briefly before everybody, because I'm going to bump this one ahead because it's important to get this information out quicker than some of them that we already have ready to go and release. So this one will come up, but most of the time you get them months before everybody else. You'll get this weeks before everybody else, that's for sure. Right in the back end of your Patrons account, it's a video with audio, of course, and you get that. You can just listen to it. You can watch it and listen to it, but it'll be uploaded right into the back end of your Patron accounts. We're going to keep going, ramping it up for our Patron members. And with that said, Oscar, I say you should, maybe we should thank
patrons.
A few...
How about those, you mean Philip
Patron
King
members?
of Fairview, Tennessee? Thanks, Phil. Ian Campbell, we just heard from Ian of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We love our patron members from the north. Well, from all over, but David Pierce of Jacksonville, Florida.
Jason Sokolsky of Iron Junction, Minnesota. Bart Howell of Lehigh, Utah. And Jeff Brunk of Mooresville, Indiana. And finishing it up, Oscar.
Whoa. Josh Naylor, we don't know where Josh came from, but thank you, Josh. Jacob Reel of Romeoville, Illinois. I'm going to totally butcher this. Noor Rijwan of Singapore.
Nice.
We need to get him to come to the patron meetup.
Oh, how cool.
Noor, if you can make it, dude, that's cool. I got dinner. Lunch is on me.
Yep.
For sure.
Nice, dude. Nice.
And I'll get you a shirt.
lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon is how they got signed up. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content, no risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. That's right. There are benefits such as t-shirts and stickers. You can get into the private Facebook group, Troll Free Zone, access to these live broadcast and live chat, and you get access early, months before everybody else, and up to, of course, access to our premium videos upon request for all you top tier patrons. That is still one of our number one ways and the reason that this show is still going on down the road. We just simply couldn't do it. And going all the way back to the 75th anniversary of Sturgis, which was in 2015. We just weren't quite as big yet, but we were growing.
Yeah.
And we had a very personal meetup.
That was fun.
It was fun.
We really did. That was a personal meetup.
Still got pictures of it. We had some of our core patrons, early adopters that were there. And thank you guys. Thank you. And we're trying to give you so much content early and access and things that the regular podcast listeners and the regular audience doesn't get, because that's how important you are to us. You all know there's a reason that we met in Salt Lake City and that we catered the entire event, and rented a park. And it's my way of showing you guys just how much I appreciate you and to shake your hand personally. And we will get into a lot of that. So main topic, there you go, guys. 2020 Sturgis. It is official. We are going. And, so obviously, to open it up here, Oscar, so if you guys don't know yet, the Sturgis, official Sturgis event dates, Friday, August 7th through Sunday, August 16th, 2020th, 80th.
80th should
going to be big.
Yeah.
75th was big.
It was.
You think it'll be bigger?
Well, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't it be? As you get older, you get bigger, right?
Right. I guess.
Yeah. Never. Not smaller.
I guess, dude.
Only bigger.
I would imagine. I guess I don't know for sure whether it would be bigger or but it seems like that would be a fair assessment. But it will be a lot of people, and I know a lot of people don't like to go on the anniversary years, and whatever. Sturgis is Sturgis. It's busy either way. Who cares? It just fell that we did it on the 80th. We didn't really do that on purpose. It just happened that it was 5 years and it was time to go again. And some of our crew here weren't with us back then.
Right.
And some of the crew were with us and didn't get to go. So some of those people here behind the scenes, it was time. And Sturgis is just something, I think it's something you need to do. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to go every year. I'm not a huge event guy, but for Law Abiding Biker Media and Sturgis, just because of what Sturgis is, I think it's super important that everybody, attend Sturgis and at least do it once. And you can do it every, so often. I definitely couldn't imagine doing it every year.
No. And I was really dead set against going again. But then the more we talked about it, the more I thought about it, there's stuff in Sturgis that we didn't see. Like, you guys went to the bike rally or the race,
flat track races, which was so cool.
We watched the demo dudes. Did you guys watch those guys? The Harley demo guys that
were doing wheelies and all that. Yeah. That
was pretty cool.
I forget the name of them, but, something Industries, but they go around and do shows and stuff. Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff. And this year I'm not committing to it, but I am going to take the title to the bike. So I don't know what I'll do.
You heard it here,
I'm
guys.
in a position where I can get a new bike or not. And I really like my bike, but there's some things, if I keep mine, I needed to do some rear suspension and maybe cams and stuff. So I started thinking about that, and I thought, that would be a good time to go check that stuff out, because you can get legitimately good pricing on stuff at Sturgis, and
a lot of them do installs for free.
Or
just because they're pushing their stuff, or so cheap it's crazy.
Yep, exactly.
They're just pushing their products. Yeah.
Was it in 15? Was that Ciro first starting out? When they had it, was that their cams?
They had a booth at Black Hills. I think that's where they
did. And they were doing cams for like $199, but
we weren't hooked up with them yet.
No, but I was going to buy cams. Only they wouldn't tune with. They wanted to use the master tune. That was the only tuner they were going to use.
Oh,
and I didn't have a master tuner, so I didn't get it. But it was like, cams is going to cost me less than $500 installed. I'm like, that's hard to beat.
Right.
That's really. So I'm going to go this year looking for that stuff. So I'm looking. I wasn't going to go. Now I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Let me get that. Oh, let me adjust this real quick. Yeah, dude. Well, that's there. That's a notable thing that, go prepared.
Yeah.
I think maybe the title. I think you just do the whole new bike, but Black Hills, have a bike ready for Oscar. Black Hills.
I guess they moved like 200 bikes that week.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it, dude.
If the right bike is there, I really like mine, but if the right bike is there, I may not turn it down. I don't know. The old lady already said, well, let's wait and buy a new bike in Sturgis. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Got the green light.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah, we'll see.
You've had the green light before?
I know. I didn't.
You didn't jump on
I'm glad I didn't. Well, I did.
Yeah.
I bought a different kind of bike.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. We're going to have an episode on that.
That'll be later. This winter, we should talk about that stuff.
No, we are. I'm getting you and I got to put out a thing to find a weekend for you and
BDK,
Big Daddy.
yeah,
Jeez, I'm blanking. Big Daddy and you. It's going to be cool. We're going to get into that. So we're going to do us personally, and we'll get into the patron meetup and all that kind of. But riding from the West Coast, we're planning on quite a few days for this trip. Of course, we're going to take some days up front to get out to Sturgis.
Yeah.
We don't want to, again, it's going to be in August. So we're not going to, obviously the exact dates here, but we'll give you the exact patron meetup date here in a little bit. Cause you do need to know that so you guys can start planning, and I got to do a website thing, sign up. I got to get all that going, but anyways, always stuff to do. But so we'll take off from the West Coast here from Washington State.
Right.
And we've kind of got some cool stuff planned. Let's talk about this in case anybody's out this way. We'll kind of talk what our actual plan. And of course, we're using Harley Ride Planner. Not perfect, but it is very powerful because Oscar was trying to do some of this on Google Maps. You guys all know you can't drag like Google Maps. It really wants you to take certain routes, and you can't really fine tune. And yes, Ride Planner, the thing is it's free. And the cool thing about Ride Planner obviously is, I'm going to do a plug, is my tutorial video on how to use Harley Ride Planner to its fullest capability. It is very powerful. It's a little bit quirky, but I can get you through it. Some of that stuff, and get you using it the way it is cool. And we used it right here today. And I showed you saw some of the little quirks, but you can get around it. And we fixed it and it's perfect.
Yeah, right.
The way we have it set up, you just have to know how to get around it. And of course, I'm very detailed with that. And it integrates with the app, the new Ride Planner app on your phone. So even if you don't have a boombox, you can still get turn by turn right on your phone. You create the map online. Anyways, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Ride Planner. You can download the video. It's a very in-depth tutorial. I just revamped it last year because they completely revamped Ride Planner. But that's what we use. It is what we use, guys. And so you can also download it and upload it into a Harley supported nav system. So anyways, that's what we're looking at here, guys. It is what we're using, and we don't have to pay for it. And that's always a good thing.
Well, and for group rides, what I do appreciate about it is you can send it to everyone. And so on a ride like this, when we go cross country, everyone's got the same ride. So if something happens, like when my freaking intake fell off and I got stuck somewhere, I can catch back up because I know exactly where everyone's going to be. We know where all the stops are. So that's a pretty handy thing if for all of you that group ride in more than, 2 or 3 person groups. That's like important.
It is. Yep. I linked it. I already sent it. I'll send it to everybody in the group on our master document in our group me, and everybody can download it, upload it to their Ride Planner or whatever device they want. So yeah, it is, it's getting better over the years. It's like I said, they're all things like this that are free can be just a little bit quirky, but
look where we're going. We are going across the belly of Washington State.
Yep.
And so for y'all that aren't from Washington State, the Evergreen State, the west side of the Iron Curtain, the mountains, Las Montañas, what's the name of the mountain range? I forgot.
Cascade.
Thank you. On the east side of Washington, we go from mountainous to like desert shit real quick.
We're high desert here.
We are, we're not like Utah high desert.
No, you're right. I call it somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Okay.
No, we're like desert.
Just desert.
Like real desert. Well, not Mojave Desert.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a different kind.
It's like it's belly button desert.
We get all 4 seasons in the extreme.
Yeah.
We get over 100 degree temps in the summer.
Right.
We can get down below freezing in the winter and snow. Fall to the extreme. Spring to the extreme. It's beautiful. Spring and fall are some of the most beautiful times around here. So anyways,
we're going right across the middle, and across the middle of Washington State.
Because we're about 1,900 here elevation.
Oh, are we 1,000? No, we're like 800. Across the middle of Washington State is flat and boring. And so that is going to start our trip across the boring
1,066, come on.
So across the boring flat until you get to Spokane. If you go up north, you hit the mountains around Canada. You go south, you hit the mountains around Oregon. We're not doing that. We're going straight across the belly of Washington.
So day one will be looking like 431 miles, 8 hours, 30 minutes, just saddle time. Yep. What are we going to hit here? And we'll just move on.
The one is kind of cool.
And I'm excited. Yeah.
The old spiral highway, and it is legitimately dangerous.
Where is the old? It is legitimately dangerous.
It's north of Lewiston.
So you drop into the backside, and you know how we like dropping
that's
on the backside.
That's
all right.
That's where we went in 15. We took 12 through Prescott. We just took Highway 12 all the way across. So we're not doing that. We're taking 26.
Yep.
And then heading south.
Going through with the old hellhole. Colfax, Pullman, where Wazoo is, Washington State University, right through there. We might stop and party in the college town, pick up some college chicks. Who knows?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Throw a chick on the back of my bike.
That's cool, dude.
Get some selfies and shit.
Oh yeah, chick selfies.
Pretty big
deal
riding through there.
Is this going to show up on the like when people are watching or listening to the podcast, are they gonna be able to see that?
No,
that sucks. Well, look up the old spiral highway. It's 195. It turns into 95, but it goes south.
Before you drop 95 down to Lewiston, it's a shortcut. It's not really a shortcut, just a curvy road. And it drops back down into the backside of Lewiston.
It is a legit. So this is one of those roads that you like when you're riding a bike, you got to pay attention. But this road you have to be on. Like you can't daydream because you just go right off, and there's no like sliding off into and maybe bouncing off a tree.
Right.
It is off like into the ravines or down in maybe into the Columbia River in spots. And, but it is legitimately freaking cool. Like foot pegs scraping, legit cornering. And what is there?
The old spiral highway is one of the best motorcycle roads in Idaho, USA, Lewiston, Idaho. The very twisty road, 64 curves, is short,
that's awesome.
Curvy, smooth, and is most definitely sweet. Don't stuff your belly too much. All right. The old spiral highway, aka the old Lewiston grade, is 7.3 miles long. There are sheer drops virtually along the entire route and enough hairpins to make a whirling dervish dizzy. Dervish and dizzy, whatever. Some people write weird. The road is asphalted, 64 turns to traverse 2,000 feet of elevation change. It's a 2-lane of alignment. Yeah. All right. And
it's super awesome.
That gives you a little bit of idea about it.
Yeah.
If I remember, I'll try to put a link in the show notes kind of to where that's at, just to like a Google Maps thing. But it is considered very dangerous, and I think a lot of people have been injured on it because they're just going too fast around those curves. But
you do have to pay attention.
You said we rode the whole thing.
Yeah, we did.
When we went to Sturgis in 2015. Is that fact?
No, it may have been. It was either Sturgis or the year before when we did the Yellowstone trip.
Oh, you're right.
We rode it to the top. And
I can't remember now. It may have been the Yellowstone, but nonetheless,
we rode it.
I do remember it. I thought
totally
we rode part of it, but you said we rode all of it. So I agree with you. Your memory tends to be better than mine.
The very top, and there was a little overlook spot at the very top because I remember the highway just goes off into the west somewhere, or northwest. But what's cool is we didn't. So when we rode it before, it was like fragmented. Like, hey, let's go ride up and down. This time, it's legitimately like part of the ride. So that's pretty cool. It
is. Yeah, it's integrated instead of an afterthought. So that's why he brought us in from the north. Yep. And then what's the second big thing? We're not going to get in depth about lunches and what's the second part? So we're just going to head east from there. Really what we're trying to do from there, Highway 12, right?
Yep, Lolo Pass.
And we're going to try to hook up with Lolo Pass.
And Lolo Pass, we rode when we went to Sturgis in 15. And it really is a very nice...
It's in Idaho, guys, if you don't know, because we're in Idaho now.
Yep, east from Orofino, Highway 12 links you up with Missoula. Lolo Pass is in the middle. And it's a really nice, gentle, you're just riding a 70-mile mountain pass. And then you get to the top and there's not a visitor center, but a lodge and stuff up there. We hung out in the parking lot.
Took a picture with the sign, I remember.
Right.
Elevation 5,233 feet. It's a mountain pass. Yep. In the Bitterroot Range of the Northern Rocky Mountains. And we've talked about it in past episodes because we've ridden it before.
Yep, it's cool. It's a nice ride. Nothing technical. There's not a lot of sharp corners. It's just a really nice ride. And in the heat of the summer, which in August around here is hot, that'll be nice to go up and over and into Missoula. So
is this only the second time we'll be riding it?
It's the only second time I'll be riding
and me too. Yeah. So, and that's one of the things about this trip, guys. We did a few different things, but we kind of have to take some of the same routes. Just in the interest of time, we got to all take vacation from our paying jobs. Yeah. So, and that's okay. Now, I think it's cool. You know, I want to ride, you know, Lolo again. I want to ride some of these things again because they're
5
good
years.
every time. And it's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
So I think, I think you could ride that a lot. There's some roads, Glacier, you know, National Park like that. I could ride that every year.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, that was awesome.
So, anyways, so I'm looking forward to that Lolo Pass, which is going to bring us right into
into Missoula.
Right into Missoula.
Which is where we're going to lay our heads down and rest for the night.
We are going to.
Missoula's a nice town. We stayed there a ton because it's kind of like when you're going east, it's kind of like there. Like Missoula's the first point, 400 or 500 miles away.
And we've got a hotel we're going to stay at in Missoula. Now, let me tell you guys this. This is funny. Just a little bit of planning. If you guys are going to start, especially if you're coming from the west, okay, so even if you're coming from the east and doing your road ride planner, this is something you'll be aware of is it's already getting expensive. And it is October of 2019, and we're talking August 2020. So I plugged in some dates to like different hotels in Missoula. And when you pick the August dates, during the Sturgis time, it's doubling in price already. And then you do a date like for like October, and it's like $100 off, $150 off. So if you guys are going to plan, I would tell you, and that's why I'm going to get this document out to our crew here ASAP so we can start booking because they're only going to go up even more as rooms dwindle. And
that is what capitalism is, my friend.
Absolutely. So it's a reminder when I was on last night, I was like, holy shit. Okay. Yep. And so we picked some, cool, but there's a little tip for you if you are at all planning, because I think most of them have cancellation. So if you're not sure yet, you can at least book them up. And then cancel in November, December when you find out you can't get it off from your employer or whatever it is. But at least you got the room. So, all right, let's just dive right in. And
day 2.
Why don't you dive into day 2, bro?
I'm going to dive deep.
Let me know if you need a map or if you just want the doc.
I've got the map right here in this big old watermelon on top of my shoulders.
Is this a long day? What are we looking at?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's a long day. 472 is not really... that's a good day, right? But
that's a fair day. We've done longer, but
we're doing high, like 2 lanes, which is slower, right? So it's going to be a little bit longer day. 472 miles, roughly 9 hours in the old saddle. So the 2 highlights, Montana.
We changed this today.
Yeah, we did.
Because I had a preliminary map and you wanted to change this. Yeah.
We have ridden Montana 1 almost every time we've gone east, and it is fantastic. It reminds me a lot of 84 east of Pendleton, only better. And so,
in Oregon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Montana 1.
We're bailing out on 90, right?
We're just
bailing out of Missoula on 90.
Yep. We're going to leave on 90. We're going to go east for a while at Drummond. We'll go south on 1. It leads us into, this is always my favorite, Anaconda, Montana.
Nice, dude.
Say it.
Anaconda, Montana.
So we're going to go to Anaconda.
I like it. And
then we're going to link back up with 90. And then, so we worked this out today. So when we did this before, we rode backwards. We're going to do the Beartooth Highway, Beartooth Pass. And we rode it backwards so that we could stay in Cody. So we actually took 90 all the way to 212 to basically, is it Red Bluff? Red Lodge.
Red Lodge.
Red Lodge.
Yeah.
And then we went south on...
We came north and went kind of south through it, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then we went south on 212 over Beartooth, and then we hit the Chief Joseph Highway all the way down to Cody, and we stayed the night in Cody. We're going to skip that this time. We're going to do Beartooth from the west and go all the way over the whole thing. So we'll leave... you may crack the map up there real quick. We're going to leave... Because we got to get on freaking I-90 again. I hate the freeway, but...
Well, just for a little while.
Yeah, not very far.
Right.
You got to go farther east.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So we got to get down to Beartooth Pass, right? Yeah, so 90 east. So you're taking that Highway 1, right? Yeah, and then we're bumping back on 90. Okay,
I'm going to Livingston, and then we're going to go south on Livingston.
South basically before Livingston, you head south on...
What is that? That is, I can't remember, 190, was it 191 or something?
Let me zoom in here. Let me know if you see it.
Oh, 89.
Yeah, 89.
So Highway 89, just west of Livingston, and then we're going to take 89 down to 212.
Basically drops you into the north end of Yellowstone. Basically, right. You're dropping down into Wyoming, the very north edge of Wyoming, right?
Yep.
This is Wyoming. So yeah, we'll actually, she does that sometimes.
I know. We'll head down 89 into Wyoming through part of the Yellowstone, and then jump on 212 and head east, and that'll take us over Beartooth Pass. If you guys have not been over Beartooth, it is totally worth it. There's a ton of scenic viewpoints. It is a road you have to pay attention on, like this old spiral highway.
Yeah.
You can't doze off and I have a hard time with those roads because I love looking around.
Oh, dude, me too.
And when I was leading this ride, Lee was making fun of me. He's like, we're down to 40 miles an hour because I'm out there just looking around and my throttle starts to slip and we're going slower.
Damn cruise control.
Yeah, geez.
Use your damn cruise control.
No. Okay. But anyway, we're going to go over Beartooth. Right
at Silvergate or right there somewhere is actually where Beartooth starts. Technically the pass part of it.
Right. And isn't that Yellowstone? That's the Silvergate to get into Yellowstone.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
I think so, yeah. So we're going to do part of that. That is still my favorite. Beartooth is one of my favorites.
Yep. It is, and I can't wait because that's the only time I've ridden it.
And when last year...
Is that the only time?
That's the only time I've ridden
Same
it.
here.
I'm pointing because no one can see what I'm pointing at, but whatever. Fine. So that section, see where it says Red Lodge? And then see where the 212 sign is?
Yep.
Do you remember riding... So we came from the north, and it was just flat, and then we hit the mountains. And we went from like flat to this huge valley. And I will never forget that. It wasn't even the actual Beartooth Pass. It was just entering that valley that the highway runs on. I was like, whoa.
Right. From nothingness to beauty.
Yeah. Like those are real mountains.
Yeah. And so last time we would drop down into Cody is what you're saying, right?
Yes. Yep.
And this time we're just going to, come in from Livingston, go up, make the loop, and then start heading back north, back into
freaking I-90.
Back into Montana, right?
Yep. Into I-90 again. All roads must lead to I-90.
I know.
That's bullshit. But
I know.
Then we're just going to go east on 90 for a while, and then we're going to stay in, we're staying in Billings?
Billings. Yep. We are staying in Billings that night. Yep. And we've got lunch plans and everything. We plan very much to try to be like halfway in between. We're not going to get into that on this podcast, but we're very, very thorough with our document and planning so that the crew all knows, and there's hot links to where we're going to eat lunch and all this. I didn't do gas stops this time because I don't know. Last time we kind of had to, because we had a cowboy with them.
Yeah.
So you think we're good with gas stops with just doing them that morning? Like you figure it out, because the reason last time we did it, we can do it if you want, put it in the dock. It's up to you. But last time we did the gas stops and we kind of, some of them we used, but some we didn't because Cowboy had the small tank. And
so we stopped sooner.
I don't know if he's going to ride that bike again.
I think a good idea is just to map out 130-ish. So we'll make someone the gas guru.
Okay.
Hey, set your,
this is where we're going. There you go.
And at 130, at 100 or 120, we need to start looking for gas.
But before you leave the prior destination, you should look at your Google Maps to go,
we did that.
Because if we wait past 130, there's not another one for 200. So let's stop at 120.
It's
at this town. You kind of need to do that.
We can do that. We can just go on the fly that way.
Right.
That morning.
Okay.
We'll probably stop for gas here. But
if I knew it was all touring bikes,
it would be
and it was all Harley touring, it's easy.
You can go 180, 200.
But you get a guy in there with a smaller tank or an Indian, like, Big Daddy, he totally got horrible gas mileage.
Yeah,
and so, I think at this juncture, we're not going to do the gas stops just because. So
we'll just look them that morning. It'll be fine.
Something to think about when you're planning, guys, though. Thought I'd throw it out there. So
in smaller groups, you're more flexible. So if you get over groups of 6, it's more important to plan those gas stops so that guys are like, okay, do they know I need gas or whatever? You're like, okay.
Correct.
We're probably going to stop here for gas. So if one guy in the group knows this is the gas stop, then he can just make the stop. So, but under 5 or so, you have more flexibility. So anyway, Billings, we're going to stay in Billings. I've never stayed in Billings. Is there anything in Billings?
We've always been. Yeah, there is. It's kind of cool. Let's look that up real quick. Let's do this. We've all been through and around, and we've stayed in Missoula. We've stayed in quite a different.
Stayed in Bozeman.
I
don't think I've never stayed in Billings.
I prefer to call it. We've been through Butt. We're staying in Butt, Montana on the way back.
We stayed in Butt. Yeah, we stayed in Butt on the way back last time too.
All right.
Butt is actually nice.
109,000.
Oh, so it's big.
It is.
It's like Yakima.
Yeah, it's about the size of our city. So Billings, there should be plenty to do there. And I had lots of selection of hotels. We should have some great dinner restaurants there. That's one thing we don't put on is dinner, because that's easy to figure out once we get there. So is it in walking distance? Are we Ubering? So we don't really plan dinners, just lunches, because that's the part of the ride.
That might be a nice night ride place. Like once I quit drinking, I'm all about night rides, dude.
I like that, dude. I
really like the night rides in the summer and the heat and stuff.
So we're going to do this, and then we'll get into day 3.
All right.
Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero 3D has products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding. For an easy installation that equals less time installing, more time riding. Oscar. Zero 3D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN, bus, plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Email sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. That's right. A new leader has emerged, guys, so check out Zero 3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Gold Wings. All you Gold Wingers, better yet, help support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Two things on that Zero 3D right there that'll be of interest. Talking about Gold Wing. Oh, we love all our Gold Wingers. We have a lot of Gold Winger listeners.
Patron just bought a new one?
I was just going to say that.
Oh, okay.
Russell Roberts.
He did. That's right. And it's a nice bike.
Yeah. I got to look at Facebook. I commented and I said, is it for your wife or for you? As I don't, anyways, I'm not going to get in too deep, but it's in the private Facebook group. If you guys look up Russell Roberts.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
Because he kind of made some comments there. So I don't know. I'm curious. Is it for him or is it for his wife or is it for both? And is he still keeping the Harley? And he didn't have a lot of information there, but I'm sure he replied to me. Number two, Zero 3D. We've been selling their stuff for a long time. We have a very good working relationship with the folks at Zero 3D. I really like them. They are bikers. They live the lifestyle. They're always out at Sturgis. They will be out at Sturgis. So I'm looking forward, depending on who's going to be out there we got to get in touch with them and let them know we're going to be there. Big Daddy may have already done that because he runs the store and he deals with all the vendors. But I really look forward to actually visiting their booth and shaking their hand because I know them all online like they're family. But I just, it'll be cool. And of course, I'll be, hopefully making, like usual, a documentary film.
Right.
And doing some
You're going to film? No way.
Yeah,
that's hard to believe.
Can you believe that?
That's hard to believe.
Yeah. This will be a fun one.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun one to really capture the second time and the 80th of Sturgis and our trip and all the personalities. I think it's going to be fun. So I'll be doing another documentary film. Don't forget, we already have all our documentaries up on our website, on our page. You can just go to videos on the bar, the menu, and I think there's a drop down. I know there's a drop down. You can go to documentary films, some free, some for sale. But nonetheless, I look forward to shaking their hands. And Rick Rack will probably be there.
That'd be cool.
And I can meet Shane in person there. We have a good working relationship with them, and a bunch of the vendors and people that we've come to know in the industry. I think that'll be a really, really cool deal.
All via the interweb.
Isn't it crazy?
That's so cool.
Crazy what we can do these days. So let's do it. Dive right in to day 3 here. And Oscar,
muff deep on day 3. We are going all the way
We're getting in. We're going to Sturgis, baby.
Billings, Montana.
Going to Sturgis. Oh, yeah.
Rapid City. We're staying in Rapid City.
This is what's going to be playing when we roll into Sturgis, dude, and the crew. Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think we should play this. Like a theme song.
Revving our motors, dude.
Oh, revving around.
Revving the motors.
That wastes fuel. I don't do it.
Yep.
Costs too much money.
Looking all badass, dude.
My mullet blowing in the wind.
Jumping off my bike, holding my wiener because I got to pee so bad. Running for the bathroom, dude. Looking all tough. Oh, yeah, dude.
Wow.
We're ready. I'm stoked, dude, about Sturgis.
Oh, those boots, with the steel on the tip or whatever. I'll have those playing this song.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, no, they're bootlets, right? Because they don't go all the way up your calf. They just cut off at the ankle.
We need a Sturgis song, like a real fitting song for our crew going into Sturgis.
When you guys hear this,
think of it.
Recommend a Sturgis song, and then we'll give you some love. Like, hey, John recommended this Sturgis song for us, and we adopted it.
Right, yeah.
All right.
Do day 3.
Day 3. And so I'm pretty happy about this. I didn't 5 years ago, well, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, in 15, I didn't go to Devil's Tower. We only had a certain number of days of childcare. And so we didn't.
None of us did.
Right. Well, I mean, the original plan was to hit it on the way back. There was a group of us that left the day early and we didn't go. We just bombed home. And then you guys were going to go Badlands and Devil's Tower and didn't go. Yep. So we haven't seen it. And someone was just telling me about it and they're like, you have to see it if you go to Sturgis. I'm like, we're hitting Devil's Tower this year.
Yeah.
Badass.
So for those that aren't familiar, we're going to bust out of Billings and we're going to head east on 90 for a short jaunt. And then, so we're going to get off 90 on the way there. You got two choices. You can either take, what is it, 212?
It looks like it. 212.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Now
Yeah,
where are you
112.
Oh.
Highway 112 to Highway 24, I think. It's hard to see, dude. Anyways, it cuts around to the north and then drops back down south. Thus, and 90 does the opposite. It drops down south and kind of heads back towards the north. So
We're going to go that way because we want to get off the freeway.
right. Because we've got a little time. What are we looking at for? It is 112.
Well, it looks like 212 up there. Scroll, move the map up. I don't know where you're. What
I'm
the?
trying. It does that. It's not me, dude. This is the little. Just
If we were looking at a map book right now, it would not move around on its
right,
own.
you want the map book? It's behind me.
I love map books.
You want it?
Yeah.
I have it. All right, hang
But
on.
no one will. Oh, I can hold it. See, and I can hold it up and point.
And people
to it,
will really
like,
see that on the
further.
freaking camera. Dude.
They might.
I-
Jeez.
Whatever.
They have
All
good
right,
vision.
where are we?
I don't know
I'm
where
getting
you're
this
going.
back right
Over
here.
there. Right there.
All right.
212. Oh, 212 must go across and down. And 112 goes off at 212.
Okay.
I'm just talking shit. We're just going to ride around. We're not going on the freeway. And then we're going to go to Devil's Tower. And Devil's Tower is like...
What is the Devil's Tower Road? Am I in the right spot?
No,
here?
you're
I'm
way too far east.
I'm
You got to
ahead.
go
Yeah,
west.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, the big red dot, that's Devil's Tower.
Yeah, there we go.
Eastern Wyoming is like a piece of paper. In
So it's a
Devil's
12.
Tower.
No, I wrote on here. Anyways, we think it's 112 to 24. I'm not going to waste any more time on it, but it is 24 that goes down by
Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower. Gets you off 90, and so we're going to start running to the south, basically.
Yep. And then we're going to go see this big, basically a giant wiener sticking up out of the flat desert.
Right.
But I heard it's badass.
Yeah.
It's like this random giant rock formation. Then everything
You'll
is
hear a lot of
flat.
people talk about it. It's just like a national monument.
Yeah.
The tower is a astounding geologic get off there geologic feature that protrudes out of the prairie surrounding the Black Hills. Mm-hmm. It is considered sacred by the Northern Platte Indians and indigenous people. Hundreds.
Good job. That's a big word.
It is. Parallel cracks make it one of the finest crack climbing areas. I love crack climbing.
Just crack climbing.
I like exploring cracks.
A lot of crack. Yes, I heard that about you.
This is ridiculous.
Totally ridiculous.
Just crack. Devil's Tower.
Oh, it entices us
To learn more.
Yeah. Explore more cracks and define our place in the natural and cultural world.
Explore the tower. I'm clicking on.
I'm going to say this. Devil's Tower rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, nice, dude. One for you. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. It
Photo
will be,
op.
for sure.
Facebook it. Do the book face. Put it on the Instagrams. All that kind of stuff with Devil's
Yeah.
Tower in the back. There you go.
I don't know what those things are, but they sound nice.
On the old chatty snapper.
On the old interweb.
All right. So
And then,
one thing you want to know about Devil's Tower, if you have the interagency pass, we talked about it last year. That's where it's $80 a year. You can get into all national parks for that $80 as many times as you want. If you're going to Devil's Tower without an interagency pass, it's $20 per motorcycle entrance fee. Don't forget on the interagency pass, guys, if you're partnered up and you have two bikes without a passenger, an interagency pass will get two bikes in. And I found that out afterwards, and we all bought them last year, and then we realized you look at the fine print. So if you're going with just one partner, or if you have four going, just get two, and then you just partner up, and it'll get two bikes.
and then you run into that guy who makes your partner sign your pass.
In the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
That guy.
The
Thanks, guy.
the ranger dude at the shack who takes his job very seriously.
Very seriously.
Yes. There you go. So then what? Let's finish day 3 out.
Deadwood. And
Deadwood
we're not
City.
sure. We're pretty sure I'm pretty sure we've been there.
It's so funny. 5
Ryan
years
can't
ago,
remember.
we're pretty sure and we're not sure. If I was there,
We went,
I'm an
dude.
idiot because we must have not really made a thing out of it. Like maybe it was a quick stop. I didn't really.
No, it was
feel
a day trip. We went to Deadwood.
I don't think so.
Who would have went? Let's see. Baker. Let me ask Baker right now.
Some of us did do different things. Yeah, ask him, text him. This is live texting right now.
Live texting.
Yep. Anyways, we're going to go to Deadwood City. There's a dealership there, of course, but there's a lot of other cool stuff. I don't know how much time we're going to spend there. I actually need to look up what's all available to do in Deadwood City, but a lot of you, are familiar, obviously, if you've been to Sturgis, but Deadwood City, it was, a gold rush kind of deal, gulch full of dead trees and creek full of gold. Of course, historic Deadwood, South Dakota is just some of the history of it. legends, roamed there like Wild Bill Hickok, Calamity Jane, and Seth Bullock. They roamed the streets back in the day, founded back in, 1876. So they've got a lot of museum type stuff. They've got casino there, but there's some other tour stuff you can do if you want. I don't know what exactly we're going to do, but we're going to plan, because our day is only 388 miles, 6 hours, 45 minutes saddle time. That leaves us a little leadway if we want to spend an hour or two, because when we're in Deadwood, that puts us just outside and north. It's just a jaunt back down into Rapid City. We're not actually going to go this day into Sturgis. We're going to skip Sturgis because we got many days coming up that we're going to be in Rapid City, which is about a 30-minute ride east. It's where we stayed last time. Let's talk about that a little bit as we wind in here and talk about the actual Rapid City and the residents and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to dive in just a little bit into actually we'll get detailed about the kind of the patron meetup and stuff like that. But let's do this real quick. That's right. You searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords. They can come loose and slap your paint. That's right. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack system like Oscar here is going to use this trip. This father-son team designed something really special. Can't find anywhere else. Yep, these guys ride so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality bags, touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over to the law-abiding biker store. Check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags, and I'll be rocking my Rick Rack just like I have the last several years since we got hooked up with those guys. And again, hopefully they'll be there and have a booth at Sturgis or at Black Hills. I'm not sure. We'll let them know we're coming too and do a little handshake. And so Let's dive into our so we're going to spend basically, guys, 4 days, 5 nights, 4 days at a private residence. It's the same private residence. We're so lucky. He's a law enforcement officer, and his parents own a place. That's where they live. Yep. And they give it up for us, and we try to take care of them. Right. Financially, leave them some good money behind them. We try to keep it clean and respect it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We're so lucky. Lucky. Yeah, dude. Really. It's nice to be able to get out. I love Sturgis visiting it, but getting out of there is so nice. Mm-hmm. And Rapid City's so cool. And it's just less busy. It's a quiet town. It was beautiful. That neighborhood was beautiful. The house, their home is beautiful. Like, I really like Rapid City. In fact, we're going to stay there when we do our RV trip this summer, and we're going to stay in Rapid City. Yeah, are you? Cool. Yeah, that'll be our far east point. Yeah, and we're going to do that bear country and stuff. So that's just a beautiful area. I can see why he wants to move back. Yeah. I mean, other than the snow and the winter sucks, but because it gets freaking like Canadian cold in South Dakota. Yeah, right. Yeah. But other than that, it is just a beautiful, beautiful area, and there's a ton of stuff to do, east, west, north, south, no matter what you do. Yep. Except for Nebraska. He does want to move back, huh? Yeah. Is he gonna? Oh, he's got a while, but I think eventually he will. Yeah, he's an officer around here, and his parents live over there. So, so very cool. So, day 4, I guess somewhere around there, we're still fluctuating dates around, but it looks like that's going to be a Sturgis. So our first day is going to be our actual event where we're just going to go chill, right? Just hang out and do stuff in Sturgis. That's what we did before. Hey, look, here's the deal. We're going to be here. We're going to plan on leaving the Rapid City this time. We're going to plan on leaving Sturgis this time. And then everyone just went forth. Yep. And we kind of kept in touch throughout the day and met up later. Yep. It was great. If some people want to go back early, they just tell the group. And that's what's so nice about being in Rapid City. It's 30 minutes. We can meet back. And so if somebody gets bored or, they don't feel good or whatever, they can bust back to the house and then they can come back to Sturgis. And there's just so much to do and so much to see. Of course, we want to do Full Throttle Saloon. Yeah. We got to see it. We did right before it burned. And I am so happy about that. Man, that was an awesome burnt place that year, later in the year, that fall after we went to 75th Sturgis. So I'm so happy about that. I am curious to see the new one. I haven't got to visit it. So we'll, of course, do there, and we'll do a lot of the other places and events. You guys know it's Sturgis, and we'll do the Sturgis thing, the event thing, which we don't do a lot of events. We just like to ride. But Sturgis is worthy of, doing some walking around time. And of course, I'm going to be doing the documentary film and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get some good shots. And then the next day, we're at this point, this may change, but we did do a ride plan, just plan it out. Now, back in the 75th, Oscar and his wife and some others left early. Some of us stayed another day, and we got to do the Badlands. Yeah, we did not get to do Badlands. So I'm excited about being able to do that. Yeah. So we'll get to do the Badlands, Oscar will, and everything. Hang on a second.
We have iWatches. They're so cool.
Why
You
don't
can
keep
never
going?
be disconnected from your phone.
Because my daughter's in the house.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to do Badlands, and so we were looking for a day ride, and there's not a whole ton of stuff out there that doesn't require some like serious mileage to get to, except for the Badlands. So we found a pretty cool route through the Badlands. And the cool thing is it's kind of flexible. So we can get up and leave early. We could leave like at 8 or 9 in the morning, and we can go south and then come back. Highway 240 is the main highway. Okay, so we figured out, if you look at it on a map, so Highway 240 is the Badlands basically highway, scenic highway or whatever. If you look at it on a map and don't scroll in or look at the satellite view, it looks like there is a way from the south out of scenic and away from the north to come in. Well, so we got a little deeper and found those are gravel roads. We are not on this trip riding adventure bikes, so we're probably going to stay. Okay, I would be okay riding the gravel, but not everyone would.
Correct. We would be fine.
We're going to stay away from the gravel, and we're going to take Highway 44 either into the Badlands and come back I-90 through Wall, or we're going to take 90 through Wall down on 240 and hit 44 and go back to Rapid City. So depending on what time we leave, we can either have lunch on the way in or lunch on the way out. So that's pretty cool.
And we'll visit Wall Drugs, which is cool. We did that before. A lot of souvenirs there. We're going to eat at a restaurant there.
Yep, right. Wall
South
Drug
Dakota.
is in Wall, South Dakota.
Yeah.
I can't remember what made it famous. It was
There's
in a movie.
all kinds of, it's a big, from my memory without looking it up online. Actually, I'm going to do it because I want to go back down.
I think it started was it in a movie or something? I can't remember.
Was it?
There's a reason why it's a big famous place, but it's this random drugstore for whatever reason.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh, it's bringing back memories. See, look how the history, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Here's some pictures, and this is what I remember when we went to it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's huge.
Tons of bikers.
Right.
And it's just, oh my God, they got shop. It's like a boardwalk out front. It's just a huge thing. So it's cool. Here's a picture. Yeah. Like that. Like, dude, I bought some, I still remember my daughters still use them. When I bought them at the 75th, I brought back gifts for them.
Yeah.
I bought them quite a few different things, candy, but one of the things was I bought them these miniature dream catchers. And
that's badass.
They still hang them in their little room.
That's
on their
awesome,
headboard. Dude. That was a cool little, catch. And there's all kinds of, the Indian made type stuff too in there, and including those, of course. But yeah, it's a cool place to visit. So we're going to visit that, have lunch, and I'm
pretty excited. I've always wanted to go there.
And you missed that there too because
you guys went Badlands
on Badlands Day,
right? Yep. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about Badlands. It's a good day ride. We got it at 158. It's probably gonna be more than that. I mean, but anyway, 160 miles is not that big of a deal. Yep. But we're going there to ride.
Yep.
We're not going to Sturgis to fucking drink all night and sleep all day.
And
we're going
hang
there
out in Sturgis and eat every day. It's just we like Sturgis, but we want to do other things around it.
Because we're not that far east very often.
Yep.
And so this is cool. This is a good day ride.
But that brings up the point. Last time we did Needles Highway.
We did Needles.
We elected
and Custer State Park.
We still could. We have a free day. We're not going to commit to that. And you guys know when Sturgis is actually going, the best time to ride Sturgis and around Sturgis is when Sturgis isn't going.
Yeah, right.
So we did it last time. We really got hung up with a lot of bikes, but the Badlands wasn't bad, but
Needles is a big attraction because it's real curvy and stuff. And I remember
the pigtail, right?
Yeah. And when we got to that, there was a stop sign where we went, it was over, and we went left out towards south towards the wind caves. And I remember thinking, man, that would be a badass road about a month from now.
Yep, exactly.
Because it was slow.
And one day we are going to do that. We're going to ride those roads without Sturgis.
Yeah.
Just
go to
Rushmore
right now. And Needles and all that stuff. So,
yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll
Needles.
see. We do have a free day. We'll see. That can change, but generally speaking, this is the days we have, and so we're going to do a ride one day, and that looks like it's going to be Badlands. Again, we're going to have a free day, but okay, here you go, guys. Let's dive into this. And this is, you'll want to mark this on your calendars. This is going to be the official, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit, but this is going to be the official Patron Meetup Day, Sturgis 2020. It is going to be August 13th of 2020. We always meet up sometime in the morning, and get done at a reasonable time. Usually no later than 5 or 6. And that's just because, so let me do this first. August 13th, 2020. Mark it on your calendars. There is no details yet. That's just the date that we've picked. It takes time to organize these things, but you can expect that. We will not be meeting in Sturgis. We will be meeting somewhere in and around Rapid City.
Yeah.
That's all to be determined. You don't need to know that yet, because we don't even know it.
Right.
It's so early, but that's the date. So you just expect somewhere. So if you're going to stay in Sturgis, it's only 30 minutes. Or if you're going to stay somewhere else, that gives you an idea that if you have to get up in the morning, it's going to be a short ride wherever you're staying in and around Sturgis, a campground, whatever. It'll be somewhere in and around Rapid City. And so let's break this down a little bit. Let me say this, unless you have anything up front.
I don't know. Go ahead and I'll jump in.
I am reaching out to you, the audience. Mid-level and above patron members are the only ones, there are mid-level and above that are, have access to go on these meetup ride events and all that kind of stuff. So if you're a mid-level and above patron, you got to get signed up, and you have to be, last year we did the same thing. You've got to be signed up as a patron member at least 3 months before. You can't sign up like last minute. It just doesn't work.
Right.
This is a huge organizational thing. And so so get signed up as a patron now. If you're interested in going to the Sturgis, meetup and all that, you want to have access to where it's going to be and times and locations. You have to be signed up. So that would be August, May, June, July. You'd have to sign up before May of 2020. We got to look at your patron account and make sure you've been signed up a little while. So anyways, with that said, we really look to our patron members to help us out. And every year, up in Canada, just to mention a few, and Salt Lake City last year event, it was unbelievable. That people reach out and help us out. We're looking for one of those mid-level or above patron members that is in and around the South Dakota area that thinks they can help us take on. And I can give you, even when we're on our I failed to mention Midwest trip, those guys were amazing. So we really need your help. I'm not from there. And what we need help with is, setting up a venue. That's first and foremost. And what the venue is for our meetup. Last year, let's just say we had 30 people, something like that. We can expect probably the same amount, maybe more because it's in Sturgis.
You're right.
But what we're going to have to do is we can work with you, and we're going to look for a venue. Like last year in Salt Lake City, they rented a park. We rented it, but Carl hooked it all up. We paid for it, of course, but he hooked it all up and got a place that could take us all, basically, that was going to be the right venue for us. So we're looking for that, either, a facility, it can be a building, a civic center, price is going to matter, but we'll work out all those details with you. We can go back and forth via email or calls or whatever. And that's what we did. And we finally nailed it down in Salt Lake City to that park, and that worked out well. We paid the bill, got it reserved. That's first and foremost. We would really appreciate your help. We can't do it without the patron members. It's so hard for me from here to try to do that, to go look at the places. It's one thing online, but to actually go look at the place real quick and make sure it's got what we need: bike parking, no weird gravel access roads that people can't get down to, the patrons. I did one with Russell Roberts, the patron only East meetup.
Yeah.
They ended up with that.
Yeah.
And it's okay. They worked it out.
Right.
They had a car and they drove people in and out, but we can't do that with, it would be better not to do that.
Yeah.
So those are the things, you go ride it, you go look at it, you make sure it's going to work for our crew and what we're doing. So, get a hold of us, just email us. You can just go right to our contact form, lawabidingbiker.com/contact, and hit us up, and or in the back end of the patron account or whatever. So that's first and foremost. We're going to, for sure, we're going to do a meetup where we're going to, and we'll look into catering companies or, and we looked in not even catering companies. If you have family or other people that can help, we can just do a barbecue depending on, at wherever we're at, we can just barbecue. We can do a Costco, have you do a Costco run. We'll send you money and you can go get beer and hamburgers and hot dogs. We almost did that in Salt Lake and then we decided to cater it.
Yeah.
So the sky's the limit. Basically we just want food and beer. And a good time for people and to meet and that'll be our kind of our social event. We're doing that for sure. So why don't you talk about this other part of it that we're not sure on?
Well, and so you guys understand, for those of you that have been to Sturgis and those of you that haven't, we are not doing this in or around Sturgis because it is a cluster. And we're
staying away from it.
We're staying away from it on purpose. I really enjoyed that last year, getting to sit down and chat with guys that I see over the internet that I've never met in person. And Sturgis is just a big cluster. First of all, finding a venue would be nearly impossible because venues go from $100 a night to $10,000. Right. And then there's 1,001 drunk idiots riding motorcycles all over the greater Sturgis area. We want to stay away from that. We don't want anyone to get hurt. So we are trying to get away from Sturgis, even though the ride, Sturgis is drawing us that direction. Mm-hmm. This is still about the patrons, right? This is about you guys. So we want a place where we can hang out and not be bothered and not get run over. So we're not doing it in Sturgis. We're not doing it in Sturgis on purpose. We're even trying to stay maybe east and north or east and south of Rapid City. So that'll put us away from the Sturgis crowd.
Yep.
So for you guys, just so that everyone knows, we're doing that on purpose. And if someone from the South Dakota area does decide to come forward, whatever, just know we're staying away from Sturgis.
Yep.
We're going to go visit there, but that's about it.
And we'll be in direct contact with you once you sign up to do it. And we'll give you guidance and, one place may not work. But up front, we're staying away from Sturgis. Now we have some ideas up front that may or may not work. So the first thing is just to reach out to us and then we'll start talking. And we did that with everybody, Midwest and Canada and Salt Lake. Those guys will tell you that we're involved and we're going to guide you on what our needs are. The other part to that is we are not sure on a ride yet, guys, for the aforementioned reasons that Oscar just said. Once you get east of Rapid City, which is where we would go to stay away from Sturgis, we would never ride with a group like that towards Sturgis. There's just not a lot of stuff. However, we do have one idea. It may or may not work depending on where we have the actual meetup and social event. So I don't want everybody I just want you to understand that if we can't work out the ride, we're going to try, but it will depend on a lot of things, and the ride will not be around Sturgis. That would just be insane, trying to ride with a large group that's never ridden together like that. It would be dangerous, and so we're not going to put anybody in harm's way. Worst case scenario, guys, is we end up, just because it's Sturgis and it's crazy and we can't find a good ride or a safe ride, it will just be the social event. And I know you're all okay with that. The next year we'll pick back up. It's just, Sturgis is insane, and it's the 80th on top of it. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration. So please understand that it may just be a couple hour, 2-3 hour meetup event, social event, mid-afternoon, burgers, drinks, and all that kind of stuff. It's in the works. Please, if you're interested in that and you want to get involved, I really need your help. Please reach out. We've never failed. Last year was sketchy. Carl finally, and he did. Thank God he was a savior. He's my savior, because that was looking like, I don't know what we're going to do. we may not even have a ride. We may just meet up at a restaurant. I mean, it was getting sketchy.
We tried, we tried to plan it from here, and we're like, we have no idea.
It's
and
hard.
That's a Forest Service road. And we're like, oh shit, we can't do it. I mean, you can
even
look at
reaching
maps
out
all
to
day.
a catering company.
Right.
We would have had to, I can't even, you can't have even somebody go to Costco and bring stuff. I mean, so you got to it was going to we still would have made it work. We would have just met somewhere and visited.
Had dinner, yeah.
I like to do a little more than that. So that's why it's so important that somebody reach out to me that wants to do that. Again, the event, August 13th, 2020, finishing up on the Patron Meetup. And we mention this every year. You guys, and I know you do, and we mentioned it last year, and you got to understand that this trip that we're doing is a multi-purposeful trip. And what I mean by that is, first of all, it's the main purpose of this trip is the sworn few law enforcement only motorcycle club and associates, which are friends of the club who have made status, or people that are hang-arounds that are looking for status. It's a brotherhood, and the club is so good because they do let me mix it, but because it's law-abiding biker media has gotten so big, of course, it also intertwines law-abiding biker media because I'm going to be making a documentary film and all that kind of stuff. But this trip really is about, this is our long ride. We'll go on lots of short rides, but this is our long ride, brotherhood, bonding, very personal time. And I know you guys understand that. The club has been very good about allowing, because the club is also associated with Law Abiding Biker Media, and they're in the private Facebook group, and they know you guys. They've got to know you over the years. The club has allowed me and to take one day away from the club and that brotherhood and meet our other brothers and sisters, and those are our patrons, and they've allowed me one day for that. They've allowed us one day for that. We dedicate it to the patrons. We want to meet you. We want to ride with you if that's possible. We want to do the social, want to break bread with you, all that kind of stuff. But we can't have you ride with us on the way down. We can't have you do that. We can't intertwine you into that group, that club environment. And I know everybody understands, and I've talked to patrons about this, saying, dude, if anybody's butthurt about that, then, forget them. I've talked to patrons. I just want to make sure.
Right.
We can't have you meet us on day 3, or in Billings and say, I just want to hook up and ride the last leg. We just can't do that. This is a club thing. The only day we will be riding with patrons and meeting you is August 13th, 2020 for the event. And then after that day is done, we can't have you finish and start riding back west with us or anything like that. That is the day. That is the only day we're going to allow. So, it's not worth reaching out via email and saying, can I meet? It's just not going to happen. I have to say no. And I had to say no last year a little bit, and people were fine with it. They understood once I told them. A lot of people just didn't understand, or they didn't listen to the podcast and understand that this was a club event, right. Kind of deal. Like I said, our patrons are just awesome people, and I know that they understand that. It's hard for me to say that because I don't like to tell people no. It's I hope you guys know by my blabbing here, and Oscar's probably like, shut up. It's hard for me because I'm such a giving, open person that way, and I saying no to me is really hard, but it is a no. That will be the only day. Also understand if you're going to plan on attending the event, and the last thing I want to say, these aren't late night events. If we do a ride, we'll get started at a reasonable time. We'll do the ride. The meetup and social event and the food is mid-afternoon. I think in Salt Lake City, we were done by 5:00 p.m.
Yeah, right.
We're not there to get, loaded and all that kind of stuff. We'll have some drinks. We visit. It's a fun time. It's a bonding time, but we got to go on our way. The reason is we've got other stuff planned. In fact, the next day is a free day for us. We may go to races. We may, go to Black Hills. We may do needles, all that kind of stuff. And this is a long trip for us. It's grueling. And so we got to get back to our place and unwind and get ready for the next day. These are tiresome days. We can't be out till 11, making this event go. So, and I think that keeps it reasonable for the patrons too, because you guys may have other stuff you want to do. You may not want to go till 11 at night. I think it's reasonable that we keep the events to a very day shift type environment.
Well, let me piggyback.
Did I blab too much?
No, but one of the things that we talk about all the time is group riding. And so one of the things I've learned over the years, I've off and on kind of put together a spring ride. And that ride has gone, and it has been anywhere from 6 bikes to as high as 30. And so as we if we were to pick up bikes along the way, it makes it exponentially more difficult to get anywhere. Simply because we plan a ride for a certain number of bikes, meaning we can go a certain distance with a certain number of stops. We can pick lunch at a certain number of places. If that goes from a group of 10 bikes to a group of, say, 30 bikes, suddenly gas stops take us 2 hours. And we can't eat lunch at this place. We have to pick this giant place. So as much
as getting in and out of city environments,
all kinds of stuff is a mess.
We're better at it now.
Yeah, we are, but it's so hard to keep a group of 20 bikes together. You just can't do it. And so when we have people joining that don't know the entire plan or can't stay with us, it's hard to keep track.
Oh, you're talking about our regular SFMC ride, right?
Yeah, right. So that's one of the biggest reasons is simply logistics of the ride. Yep. We often lose guys because like I may end up having to leave early or whatever. Yeah, but so like the Tilsons last year tried to organize a Washington get together. I think that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that this summer.
I agree.
From the Facebook page saying like the Tilsons did, hey, anyone want to ride on, August 5th to Seattle or to Spokane or whatever. So we were just looking for different ways to ride more with you guys as long as we keep a controlled group. And that is so important, that group riding, control of that group is super important. And so we don't want anyone to get hurt. We don't want anyone to push an intersection because they're losing the group and they're trying to ride too hard to catch up and they crash. We don't want any of that. So, the club is important. The club is important.
That's
to us,
our bond, and we bond so really much during that time. Yeah,
but also group rides, so important to have a certain degree of control. And so having anyone pick up and even club members from different areas, we get a commitment from them right up front. Yep. Either you're in or you're out. I mean, if you're going to ride the club ride with us, but having guys pick up here and there is really tough to do.
Yep. And we did it years ago. We didn't know what we were doing. And as it got bigger, it's just, we had and the club did, we had meetings about it, and that's what was decided as one, and everybody was good with that. Cause there's a lot of guys, like I said, is a bonding thing for our club and all that. But, trust me, the guys, you'll see, and everybody that's been at meetups, they love the patron meetup stage.
It's so fun.
They love it. So don't think that they're like, they're standoffish, or that's not, no, you've heard them on the mics. They're part of Law Abiding Biker Media. Again, enough said. That's how we have to handle it. And I know you guys understand that. The other thing real quick I'm looking for is, and it could be the same person that signs up to help. That's fine. Or if there's like last year, Carl organized the Salt Lake City, in conjunction with us about the ride and the meetup and the catering and all that kind of stuff. The Tilsons right here out of the west side of Washington State decided that they wanted to do the t-shirts, and they made some really cool t-shirts, and they're unbelievable. You'll see them in the documentary film, which hasn't quite went into edit yet, and then it will come out for sale. But nonetheless, you probably see them in the private Facebook group, some of those shirts. There were some pictures and stuff. Unbelievable. They did that. They sported it on their dime. It was amazing. If you guys are interested in t-shirts, we are so busy here. And I like getting the patrons involved to help organize and do these things. If the patron out there is interested, even if you're not, because Tilsons weren't from Salt Lake City, Utah. They were from Washington State, but they wanted to do the shirts. So anybody can get involved with the shirts if you're going to be there. Reach out to us. We would really appreciate that. I think the shirts are really cool. Again, it's just better if we get the patron community involved and take some of that stress off me. This is such a huge undertaking on top of everything else. So if you're interested in doing shirts, if you can't afford it, of course, we would help financially. But if, obviously, like I said, the Tilson stepped up and that was amazing. We're okay with that too. But we don't expect that. But the organization and getting them made and design and all that kind of stuff would be really cool. You guys know how to get a hold of us. There you go. Patron 2020, and then we're gonna wind this thing out. Anything else about the the only other thing, deadline, guys. I don't have a sign up form. We will talk about it on future podcasts as we go into the end of 2019 and early 2020. I'll mention little things about deadlines for signups and how to sign up. I'm probably going to do a website form this year. But if you can't get to a podcast, make sure you're mid-level and above and that you get in the private Facebook group, because we will have, information in there and links to the sign up form, because it is a sign up only and you have to be confirmed by a certain date or we don't allow you in, because these are big events and we have to know. Again, I don't have a deadline date or anything like that or a form yet. This is the earliest we want to get the information out to you. And so private Facebook group, and then there'll be podcast updates on when the deadline is going to be, and the form that you need to fill out and confirm. And there'll be some information we need from you, like t-shirt sizes, and we'll need your, full names and phone numbers. And you all know that at Bend Events, we get a lot of information from you and all that kind of stuff, just in the event things change. But nonetheless, again, following the private patron-only Facebook group, we'll probably post it in your patron account too, and you'll get updates on the podcast just up front as we do other topics and stuff like that. So let's wind this down. We got to go.
Day 7.
Yeah, that'll
free
be
day.
Free day for us.
Do whatever you want.
So we don't know what we're going to do, but we did go to flat track racing on one of our free days last time, and that was a hoot.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Black Hills HD. Some guys, if they're tired, may just sit around the house and go to coffee, drink a beer, whatever. It's really up to everybody else. So we'll find out. That's always nice to have a free day. And so that's pretty much it, guys. But we'll talk about this just a little bit. And then after our free day, we're going to bug out. And we're not going to waste any time because, again, we had to ask for vacation time from our paying jobs. We can't really tour on the way home. So it's going to be straight up throttle down type deal. And that is, we're going Rapid City to Butte, Montana, 596 miles, 8 hours, 16 minutes saddle time. The only reason we can make that time is because it will be via I-90.
Yeah, dude, and that section of I-90 sucks a lot. I hate it. And the speed limit's like 85 and it's wide open and boring and there's nothing out there. But whatever, we got to get home. It happens.
We got to get home. So our trip's over and all we're thinking about is getting home. But hey, at least we get to stay in Butte, Montana, and experience Butte, Montana.
Love the butt.
And then
what'd you do there? Oh, lunch in Billings.
Oh yeah, we're staying. Yeah, there's Butte. Okay, we're gonna lunch in Billings. It threw me. And then our last day, once we get to Butte, Montana, we stay the night and bam, we're up early in the morning. Another 516-mile day, 7 hours, 40-minute saddle time via I-90, throttle down.
Bro.
We're going to have, that's going to be fun. We're going to have lunch. This is a cool place in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Such a beautiful, I take my family there this year. Love Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
It's beautiful there. And that part of 90 from Butte to Spokane isn't bad.
It's not.
It's fine. There's some mountains passes. And it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. You're still fast and throttle down but nonetheless, and we're going to throttle down and freaking get back home. And let's do this real quick. We love our patrons. We absolutely love our patrons. We want to get to know you better. We want you in the private Facebook group. We want to get you benefits. We want to meet you in Sturgis. We want to meet you at the Meetup events and access to these live video broadcasts and chat. But hey, if the only way you can support us is through a flat donation, we never balk. At a flat donation, go.
Daniel Willis of Chesterfield, Virginia. Robert Schwenk of Maple Ridge, BC was a substantial donation. And Paul Phillips of Alhambra, California.
Finishing
Thank you.
out, you bet, with Jeff Koloski of Port Hope, Michigan, Benjamin Lewis of Lancaster, South Carolina, Michael Chambers of Tacoma,
go T-Town,
Washington. Substantial donation he sent me most people donate online.
Yeah.
And they donate through the link, through PayPal, very quick. This guy, and some people still do it this way, total respect, opened the P.O. box to Law Abiding Biker Media, pulled out a envelope with a actual handwritten card.
Oh, wow.
About how much he appreciated what we do to help him and save him money. And
that's cool.
And a substantial donation via cash, not even a check.
Wow.
Straight up cool. Cash, dude. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, lawabidingbiker.com/donate.
Right out of T-Town.
Right out of T-Town. To the west of us. Yeah, guys.
On the other side of the Iron Curtain.
That's right. Those Cascade Mountain
Range. We do love them.
Finishing up, as we take it out here, is there anything else on our notes or anything else you want to mention about Sturgis 2020? We look forward to seeing you guys there. If you can make it, we would love to meet you. I am actually curious.
Baker confirmed that we did go to Deadwood.
Okay, there you go.
Not all of us.
Okay.
See, he said a group went to Deadwood. I know we went.
So I must have missed that.
Yeah, so not everyone went. So anyway,
so
we're going to do it. This year we'll go.
And I want to find something to do cool there and see it. And get some cool shots for the documentary film.
You know what? Hey, I'm going to go out there early. I'm going. So every year, every 1 year I do the bike trip. The other year we've been doing an RV trip with my family. We're trying to take my kids all over the U.S. so they can see it before they get too old. So this year we're double dipping. At first my wife wasn't real happy because it can be expensive, but we're doing 2 weeks. So we're going to hit Yellowstone Glacier, Rushmore,
nice.
And one other one. And so we're going to stay in Rapid City so we can scope some stuff out ahead of time. So maybe I'll take the kids to Deadwood and I'll see what's there when it's not a total Charlie Foxtrot with Sturgis.
Yep.
So
yeah, I do look forward to the day someday that I can ride not during Sturgis, that area.
Yeah,
It'll be fun. We will. We're just tied to
we'll go on adventure bikes.
Paying jobs so we can feed our family, dude.
We'll go on adventure bikes and ride that.
Oh, yeah.
That Sage Canyon Road or whatever that was.
That'd
be fun. That'd be awesome.
Bet there's a bunch of adventure riding around there.
Holy and off Lolo.
Yep.
There's a ton of stuff off Lolo.
There is, huh?
That's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast coming up because
We're going dirty.
we're going dirty. A bunch of us, we're never going to get rid of our Harleys and ride
Never.
cross country, but the guys around here are getting itchy. And anyways, for some adventure, and some of them are already doing it. And I'm looking at starting to dabble in it. And anyways, we're going to have a really cool, probably 2-part series on that because I have a lot lot of questions.
Oh, it's going to be you and I and Rick on the mics, dude. That is going to be like a 7-part.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's at least a 2-part. But you guys are amazing. Thanks for sticking with us. We wanted to get that information out early. I'll try to bump this podcast. Of course, all of you that are patrons are getting it right away via video and audio. But the rest of you, I will bump this ahead a bunch of other episodes for the regular podcast listeners. So if you're interested in signing up as a patron, there's no better time than and in 2019, going into 2020. I'm telling you, we're ramping the benefits, and it's an amazing time. And we simply can't do it without you guys. I simply can't. Like and you guys know that have met me, the patrons, how much I appreciate you guys. And I want to do more always, and just to tell you guys how much it's appreciated. So there you go.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Do I have lines to remember at the end? I don't think I do.
No.
Oh, that's cool.
No lines at the end.
It's
dude.
not as stressful.
You're
have to
taking it
practice
out.
my
Those are
lines.
fun episodes and talking about it, and I get excited.
I love it, dude.
And all that kind of stuff. But Oscar here, and on a Saturday, pumping it out for you guys. And he's got to get back to the wife who just had a surgery and all that kind of stuff. But that's what we do for you guys. Got some cool projects coming up. We're talked about it right now. We may be doing, we're not sure yet. We got to dial in some things, a cam gear upgrade
Oh, yeah.
on a bike, and we're not sure about that. And we've got a whole bunch of other videos. Oh, the only thing I didn't mention up front that I wanted to mention, guys, I totally skipped it. Do I have it there? Maybe I didn't even put it in the frickin' show notes.
Just frickin' throw it out
Oh,
there.
new free video. Install Horizon LED windshield trim on a Harley Road Glide. So those awesome Zero 3D Horizon LED windshield trim and a whole bunch of other lighting. It's awesome for the Street Glide, the Batwing, but they've got a whole line. We've got it right in the Law Abiding Biker store. And we installed those on Tim's bike, Brian's brother. Goat's brother, yeah. LED windshield trim. It looks awesome. Light it up. Let those cagers see you guys out there. And anyways, I'll put it in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number this happens to be. It will be in there, and it's a tutorial video and a review video on those. Also, don't forget, guys, we're ramping up the store, the online store, guys. It's actually still being revamped right now. Hopefully, it will be done very soon. Whole new website, whole new look. We've got a new distributorship. We've got an in. We are going to be slowly bringing on an absolute ton, bringing all our Vance and Hines stuff back on. You name it. We're going to be bringing on some, stereo stuff. Anyways, the store is going to be expanding, and
Awesome.
It's going to take us time. We're trying to scale it right. Big Daddy Kane, Grunt, all those guys down there. Scooter's helping, super busy. But keep checking back on the Law Abiding Biker store website, as you're going to see a new look and new feel soon, and you're going to start seeing new drop downs and new products and a whole bunch of stuff. It's one of the best ways you guys can support us. If you're going to buy a lot of this stuff anyways, it's no extra to buy from us, and you know who you're buying from, and you know faces and what we're trying to do to help as many bikers as we can worldwide. That is our mission. We're going to continue it. It's the biker revolution. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you in Sturgis 2020, bitches.
Sturgis 2020. That's a video of me rocking out right there. Until I hit the mic with my face.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's awesome.
Break your damn nose.
Oh, yeah. Blood everywhere on the white carpet.